What is up, Hacksters? We have a sweet new getting started screen, so I'm excited to deploy that. So yesterday we put together the Google AIY Vision Kit, and if you don't know what that is, you can check out the link in the description of this video if you're on Facebook. Otherwise, go to, what is it? AIYprojects.withgoogle.com as shown on the screen there. So this little guy has a demo loaded on it that detects your facial expression and will light up the button on top blue or yellow depending on, your emotion that you're displaying. And it gives you even a sound feedback if you are especially happy or sad or grumpy looking, which is kind of cool. So that is kit 1 of this series, and we're gonna actually mess around with the code hopefully later today, if not then tomorrow. So today's kit is kit number 2 from this series. Oh, let me actually show you it. Here we go. The AIY Voice Kit. This actually closely resembles the previous AIY Voice Kit. The Vision Kit is the first of its kind. The Voice Kit is new. This is the fancy, what is it, version v2.0. As the back says, we've got, a little diagram of the components and such. Let me adjust the camera here so that we're not getting you a bunch of shadow there. Okay, cool, yeah. And then we've got, this is a hackable project, bring your own USB power supply, build the instructions at g.co/AIYprojects, share at #AIYprojects, and then you can check out what other people have already posted. So this one is just slightly more complicated than yesterday's in that we need a little 2mm screwdriver in order to insert wires into the screw terminals. But otherwise, it's mostly the same with a bunch of cardboard folding. That sounds really exciting and tactile for me. Yeah, and they have also a list of what all is in there for you. It says 18, ages 14 plus. Again, I think that age limit is basically just because they give you a ton of warnings about not burning your house down by leaving cables partially plugged in and stuff like that. So I think this is totally doable by someone who's younger, especially the cardboard folding part. And then the reason that we're not showing the actual terminal and code and stuff yet is because I have to set that up separately, but we'll be doing some follow-up videos that include that. So let's bust this open. Oh yeah, I need my knife. They've got a little sticker thingy holding it shut. And I'm really curious to see how this differs from the previous model, which, also was folded together from cardboard. I've kind of taken it apart because I cannibalized the Raspberry Pi from it. But in the previous one, I'll just show you real quick. In the previous one, we had this voice hat microphone module. I think in the new one, that has been combined into the bonnet, which is a smaller version of this voice hat, because the new version doesn't use a Raspberry Pi 3 as the old one did. Instead, it uses a Raspberry Pi Zero WH, which is a wireless with headers version of the Pi Zero. And in yesterday's Vision Kit, we had a much more fancy schmancy bottom of the arcade button. I'm curious to see what the new one looks like. So that's the old one. It's definitely kind of a little bit the worse for wear, but that's what happens when you're in an active hardware lab, all right? So let's pull this open. Let's have a look-see at the innards. Cool. Welcome to your AIY Voice Kit, it says, and then gives you that link again. Hopefully anyone over the age of 14 is capable of discovering that link, like in any of the other 7 places that they put it, but just in case, so we've got this little enclosure. Oh, it's a bit smaller, which makes sense because the computer itself is smaller. But just to compare, yeah, look at that. The size of the front piece, that's much smaller. Interesting. And then we have the Pi Zero WH in here. It's a little anti-ESD bag. D-bag. Anyway, so you've got this micro SD card slot, you've got the mini HDMI port, and we're going to be using that to hook it up to our computer. USB this is where you would plug in peripherals like your mouse and keyboard and stuff. This is where power goes in, also micro USB. Then you have this little flippy guy. Oh, no, it's a pulley out guy for the cable to attach to the bonnet, and your headers, and of course the chip. So let's see, in here do they also put all the warnings and stuff? Oh, they didn't give us a Pi manual this time, but that's okay because we know kind of what we're doing. They also have a ton of like really good in-depth instructions on the site. There's that. I'm not gonna look at that ever again. We've got micro USB cables, always exciting. It's nice and long. We've got a button harness, and there's a lot of like weaving cables through cardboard in these kits. I kind of like it. Like in the previous one, not only were they sort of threaded through like this in the box, but also in the final assembly, you had to do a bit of that weaving. Oh my god, this is kind of annoying though. You don't need strain relief when it's just being shipped. Maybe you do. Maybe they just really wanted to keep it in place. It's very pretty. This whole thing is like super beautifully assembled and stuff. As you can see. Yes. This is what's going to attach our arcade button. I'm going to come in a little closer here so you can see. Attach our arcade button to our Pi. We have the speaker. Again, pretty beefy. We have the push button, which has a total of 6 connections on here. That's what's going to attach to that little cable there. And we have the voice bonnet, which connects to our Pi. Sits on top with that little, with the 40-pin Pi header. There we go. Yeah, has an audio out. Cool. The little screw terminals. Let me make sure I picked the right screwdriver for this. Oh, it's actually, it only just fits. I might have to go one smaller. My precision screwdriver kit. Okay. How's that? Pretty good. Okay, all right. Then we have the mechanical hardware. Is that all? That's all. It's such a nice box. And they've got it all color-coded. The vision kit was blue. The voice kit is green. That's so good. They're so good. Almost makes me mad how good they are. We've tried the whole kit thing, and like it is challenging. So then we've got these little plastic standoffs that hold, so these two get put together with the headers on one side, but you don't want to get it getting squashed together on the other side, so you have these little standoffs. Then we have this little nut that goes on the other side of the cardboard from the arcade button, sort of sandwiches it in between. And we have the micro SD card that includes all of the code that's going to be on here. Ooh, cool. So let's actually get started with this. I'm going to shrink this down a little bit so that I can see what I'm doing. And all I've done is clicked into the voice kit build instructions here. So let's pull those up. All right, gather additional items. There's my arm. Hello. Let's put some cool stuff in here just to give you something to look at. Micro USB power supply. I've got that. A hub supplying a couple of amps, which is nice. 2mm flat screwdriver. And a Wi-Fi connection, which we do have. That is how I'm talking to you right now. And again, you can use the Android AIY Projects app, or you can use a mouse, keyboard, and computer monitor to talk to your kit. I'm actually using this cable, which is an HDMI to USB capture device, and it basically turns the HDMI output from your Pi here into a USB webcam for your computer, so it makes it really easy for you to interface with it without having a whole like extra separate monitor. Get to know the hardware. We opened it up. I'm going to show you really quick what the parts list looks like because it's kind of cool. Yeah, so here we have, at the top you have these links for the vision kit, the voice kit, whatever, and the models. Then we have, if you click on, for example, the voice bonnet, then it's going to pop up this little indicator that shows you where it is in the list, which is pretty cool. And so I'm gonna just start following these build your kit instructions and let you see my actual hands and stuff while we do that. Okay, cool. So first up, we're gonna fold the internal frame. This is just like yesterday. Orient the frame. They have white markings for where you fold stuff on this one, which they didn't have that on the previous one. So, is this symmetrical? I think it's symmetrical. Okay, cool. Again, you have this sort of, you can tell that it's die cut because it's sort of like rounded on this side at the edges, and it's very flat at this side, so it's, you know, with the cutter thingy. So, okay, we're looking at it this way. Since it's symmetrical, it's not symmetrical though. Okay, the left wing is a little bit bigger. The left slit should be closer to the cardboard edge. You can also figure that out. Okay, yeah, there we go. That slit is closer to the edge. This wing is a little bigger. Fold the long flap away from you and downwards along the two creases. These guys. Cool. Fold left and right flaps. These guys are going to come in. Fold the bottom flap. Fold the bottom flap upward toward you. Oh, it like comes around like this. Weird. Align it, and then you're gonna put these little guys, tabs into the slots. Coolio. And they've got little notches in them, so they actually sort of stay in place, which is nice. Insert the notches, check the frame alignment. Look at the bottom of your frame. The slit closer to the edge should be on the left. Set the frame aside. Okay, now that the slot is on the left, I'm setting it aside very precisely. Okay. Ooh, next connect the boards. All right, so we got these. We got the speaker. Let's do it. Raspberry Pi, voice bonnet board, 2 standoffs, and speaker. Orient your Pi. I'm gonna hold the Pi with the connectors, 40-pin connectors on the left. Insert the standoffs. This took a little bit of, you know, muscle last time. Fortunately, I have plenty of that, but they do suggest that if this is too hard, you can use pliers to sort of squish these little nubbins together a little bit before you stick it in. Don't be a jerk. There we go. Number 1, and really I should probably not do it this way because when I put pressure down, I'm basically splitting this one further apart, but whatever. Connect the boards. Okie doke. Lining these guys up. And the standoffs are lined up over here. Beautiful. I'm going to push sort of from the center of the connectors. Oh, that was so easy. Now I'm going to just squeeze it all the way together. Do the thing. Go together. I believe in you. It's a little bit bowed outwards, but I think it's okay. All right. Check the connections. It looks pretty good to me. How's it look to you? I don't know how it looks to you because I can't see your comments right now. Loosen the screws on the screw terminals for the speaker wires. So let's see, the 2 bottom screws of the screw terminal, looking at it like this. All right. Yeah. Doesn't really seem to be doing much, but okay. But it looks like the wires are going to fit in there anyway. Insert the speaker wires. Okay. The black wire goes into the top and the red goes into the bottom. So like so. Gently push it in as far as you can. Push them in and then secure the wires. And once I've got these screwed down, I'm going to give them a little tug just to make sure that they're actually securely held in there. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I had this issue for some reason with the last voice kit. I don't remember why, but like the speaker wires kept pulling out, and it was a huge pain in the whatever. Cool. And as before, we have these huge warning signs everywhere that says failure to secure the wires or leaving wires exposed may cause electric shock, short, or start a fire, and lead to serious injury, death, or damage to property. So I think that's why they have the 14-year warning on it, because they are so big on disclaimers in this thing. Add the boards to the frame. Okay, so we got this little guy in. I kind of like how this kind of looks like a guy with like an eye and stuff and a mouth and a nose, and they're gonna like eat these little boards for lunch or whatever. Maybe I'm just hungry. But stop squeaking. You're at my mercy. Yeah, it looks like a little person eating it. Ah, I love it. So on either side of the headers, I'm gonna push these into the slots. Go in there. Go. Do the thing. Oh, we've got you hung up on a microphone. Do the thing. There we go. All right. So now we've got the microphones, these little guys, on either side of the internal frame. Doop and doop. And then we've also got the headers on the inside. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Oh, it does say the board slides into a slot that looks like a mouth, and they even have a little emoji. Whoever wrote this is a person after my own heart. I love this. This kind of... Let me just flip out for a moment about the attention to detail in the design of these entire kits. Like, the color coordination, the like fact that like one of them has circles and one of them has stripes, and oh, sorry. And like, just everything about this is so well crafted. Like, you would think they were a multi-billion-dollar international company or something. But it's so good. It's so good. Check that the speaker is secure. Oh, I have to put it in first. Okay, so the wire goes on the top. And it gets slid down in. How does it get slid? Oh, I see. You just do this kind of a thing. All right. No, do not release the notches. Oh, this is actually a little bit nerve-wracking. Ah, there we go. Okay, cool. Oh no, don't come out. Oh boy. Well, apparently the notches, I need some on the other side as well, because this wants to totally come apart right now. But that's okay, we'll make sure it doesn't happen. So we've got the wire on the top, we have got the magnet of the speaker slid into this little spot here, and we are ready to go. Check that the speaker is secure, snug and secure. Let's build the box it all goes into. All right. We're going to open, that immediately disengaged itself again. Oh. Open the box. Pop it open by squeezing along the edges. I can totally do that. Fold flap A down into the box. That is, wait, oh, we're starting with the bottom. Okay, flap A is over here. So we're gonna down there. Then flaps B and C go in on top of it. In fact, I'm gonna like push this down a little bit extra so that when they snap back, they're still gonna be like nice and snug in there. Yeah, there we go. And then flap D goes down. In fact, I'm gonna open these up again and fold flap D down kind of on its own so that then it'll all be nice and happy and not sort of pushing against itself. There we go. Cool. Made by you with Google. So good. Slide the internal frame inside. Make sure that the speaker is lined up with the side of the cardboard box that has circular holes. That seems doable. I'm just like pushing everything all over right now. Yeah, we're gonna do this. So satisfying. Go in there. Ha 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 ha. Oh, it's so good. It's so cute and so good. Everyone knows that talking to your hardware makes it better, but yeah. Actually, you know what? This is kind of sticking up a little bit. I wonder if I haven't got it all the way down. Because, like, here we see the HDMI thing isn't quite lined up either. Maybe I pushed the flaps in too hard. I think it's fine. It's fine. The audio jack should also be lined up. Check alignment of the frame. There should be more space between the internal frame and the right side of the box. And so there is. Check the connectors. Forcing connectors into misaligned ports may result in loose or detached connectors. Loose wires in the box can cause electric shocks, shorts, etc., etc., etc. Yours looks different. If your connectors don't line up, then you may have inserted the frame the wrong way. Alright. I think we're good though. The button! Fantastic! Okay, let's grab these things. The push button, button nut, and button harness. Insert the push button into the hole on the top of your cardboard box. Cool. And it's going to make sure that I have the button with the 4 little connectors on the top as we insert it. Then I just insert or screw on the button nut to hold that in place. So satisfying. This whole thing is just such a pleasure to put together. Plug in your wires. So how do we do this? Blue and green on the top. So this is your standard, like you got these snap together connectors. We used to use these all the time in FIRST Robotics. I have so many memories of like sitting around crimping these attachments, connectors onto wires of all types, and it was just a very formative part of my youth, adolescence. I wanted to go further onto there, but they're kind of tight. Alright, I don't think it's going to come off though. Okay, then underneath that we got gray and black. These two do not have insulation on there, but that's okay because the other ones do. Get on there. There we go. Oh, that's a nice little snap. Kind of hurts. Let's see if I can use a pliers kind of deal on here. I didn't sign up for this. I totally did that. There we go. Cool. Maybe I can get these ones on a little bit better too. It's fine. Leave it be. Leave well enough alone. I really can't. Okay, and then at the bottom we got red and orange, which I could see people having a little bit of difficulty with this. Is there any other way to tell them apart? The red one has this little white flag on it. Yeah, so if you have, you know, any issue telling these apart, for me at least, the red one has a little white flag on it. And we're going to do that. Again, I don't want to go on too far, but I'm not going to force it. Maybe I will. There we go. Oh, hey, that one went on. That means the rest can too. I really want this to be like really secure. There we go. All right, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. Okay. Check the wires. Double check to make sure that your wires are plugged in the same way as the image. So we got blue, green, gray, black, red, and yellow. Yep, looks good. Okay. Find the 8-pin connector on the voice bonnet. We are down here. And with the speaker facing away from you, plug the black wire into the top right slot. That means that it gets oriented this way. And they don't have any of those like special little thingies to make sure that, you know, you can't plug it in the wrong way. Like you had in the Vision Kit, you had, for example, a little sort of tabby deal on one side that would keep you from being able to insert it the wrong way around. Here we don't really, but it's pretty clear with this color coding what's going on. Blue wire into the top left slot. Double check to make sure this is correct. Yep, that looks good. Alright, now we're going to fold the top flaps in. And again, this doesn't really want to seat all the way down. Kind of wonder if I should like open up the bottom here. I'm going to leave it be. I think it'll be fine. So I'm going to fold these in, tuck in the tab. Oh wait, no. First I've got to do this guy. Okay. I'm going to sort of twist this little wire so it sits into there. And make sure that this isn't sort of impinging on the speaker wire there. Alright. Oh! Cool! Then we have this little tabby guy. Nice! Insert the SD card. Look at that though, for a second. Let's just appreciate this cute little box. It's so aesthetically pleasing. I've got my little speaker there and everything. Okay, and now SD card goes into the slot. Again, it's an 8 gig micro SD card, so if you're doing anything like too intense, you might need to like duplicate this onto something a little bigger. But yeah, it should be pretty good for whatever you're going to be doing. Congrats, you've just assembled the voice kit hardware! Excellent! So, where do we go from here? Well, first up, I want to like compare these two again, actually. But the next couple videos are going to go through actually hooking these up for computers. You can tell the size difference is like pretty huge. Old one, new one. They're both really cute. I do approve, you know, the old one has blue, the new one has white. But the new one actually can shine different colors. So like, for example, on the Vision kit, you could, it was going yellow and blue. And then this one presumably does something similar. So yeah, in the next couple of videos, we're going to show actually hooking these up to, you know, a monitor, i.e. my computer, and look at how we can play with the code a little bit. I'm going to do the Vision kit first again. There's a few more demos that are loaded onto it besides the emotion detector that we looked at last time. And yeah, this guy, oh, not that guy, this guy has some other tricks up its sleeve, like running the Google Home voice assistant. So, super excited for that. Look at these two little ones together. They make an adorable pair, and I can't wait to start coding with these. Thanks for watching, and have an awesome rest of your Tuesday. We will see you soon.